our second FedEx Cup event of the season. We are at Oakmont Country Club, 59 in the first round. Bit disappointing. Shot 3 under on the front 9 and then 8 under on the back 9. So I'm hoping for a little better front 9 this time. Had a 2-shot lead going in, but we've had some low scores. So definitely got to put something in the 50s out there. And, I wouldn't be mad if I shot 53. So first hole, got the fun pin position. Most important thing, find the fairway. Find the fairway, find the fairway. All right, accomplish that goal.
That's a huge drive.
Okay, now the tough part, which is the actual approach to the hole. So, right of the pin leaves a tricky downhill putt. It's fast green, so it won't be as bad as say Champion or something like that. What you can do is you can land it short and right of the pin, and as long as you're not full backspin or glass like half back or something, you can play a little runner in there, and it'll release down towards the hole. Or you can play it left of the pin and take your chances with an uphill putt. It's all going to have break, and it's all kind of nasty. I've got a good distance in, so I'm hitting a really good club. I'm hitting a 9-iron, almost full with full backspin, so it's not going to release out much. The question mark is the wind. How much wind am I going to get? I'm playing it there. I think it's going to end up going more than that, to be honest. I think I'm going to get a little bit more wind. So maybe I'll move down here. Downwind, downhill. Obviously, all that's going to play a factor into it. Ooh, it's not going to kill me. I need that release back down to the hole, though. Ended up being a little long because of the push, but actually, I had the same exact putt in round 1, which is kind of ironic. Had the same putt and drained it. Different green speeds though, so it's not as if the putt is going to be exactly the same. Break hard. Oh. Thought I had it there. All right. Not a lot of wind here. I'm just going to shoot the gap. I'm in between the bunker and the rough over here.
Oh, you crushed it.
Good ball. Do a little pitch into the pin. It's uphill. Well, I've said it in a couple other videos. I hate par in the first hole. It sets a tone for the round, and it's not a positive tone. So you can hit this punch 2 ways. I'm playing fast greens, so I can hit a punch that's pretty flat and be fine. I can also put backspin on it. It's uphill, so I think neutral spin's probably the best call, just because it's going to kind of hit and die, which is exactly what we want here in this situation. Probably land it about 45 would be about what I would try to land it at. So 45, take a little kick and die. Didn't want to push that out like that. I've got enough to look at it. Not the best approach whatsoever, especially from that distance. That should be 2-3 feet tops. For me, anyway. Alright. Pretty simple putt there. Got the uphill par 4 here. Let's see where the pin's at. Pin's in the front. Which, I can't say I'm too fond of the front pin. I actually prefer the back pin.
That's in the garden spot.
That's a good distance in again. Similar to what I had on the first hole. Not quite the same. Should be a pretty good ball. Ooh. A little long. A little long. Some of this thing is about out here.
Solid putt.
I like to keep it inside the hole when I can. I just feel like my make percentage is a little better. Ah, darn it. Get a headwind. 3-shot hole. Tailwind, I'll go down the right side. Clicking the left and right at the same time. But yeah, tailwind, I'll go down the right side. And go that route with it. Yeah. Got a headwind, so I shouldn't reach the bunkers, but it's definitely on line where it could. There was a tailwind. Not the funnest pin to hit into. This would be one where I'm definitely going in with full back, just because past the pin it just keeps going. If I were to hit this with no spin, I would be punished severely. So I'm going to land this, like a yard short. Try to land it a yard short. It's a holeable pitch, which is great. Didn't want to do that, but it won't kill me. I landed it short. Came up even shorter than I thought, but it's not a tough luck. Just got a hint of break in it. So rather than playing this at speed, which is something I'm just not comfortable doing in this situation, I'm gonna play it like it's 2 feet further.
Solid putt.
Take out some of that would-be break, and just ram that sucker in the back. Well, I've already matched what I shot on the front last round. So that's a positive thing, I guess. Should just have a short little wedge here. Usually don't get that aggressive on this tee shot. I like to hang kind of further back, but I wanted to be able to hit my 56 in if possible. I think this will be a good distance for it. Should work out really well. Yeah, it's practically just a nice full wedge in. Should hit and just kind of stop dead. Yep. So I had 102 in, played at 103 just to be safe. There's one of these where I'm going to hit it a little firmer than what it says. Not much. I didn't quite do, it was probably 4.9. So I played about 1 foot past what it said. Tricky pin. I don't know what pin settings these are, but these are the tricky ones. So on this one, you've got a couple of options. You can land it right at the pin and hope it comes back. You can land it down in this little gully and just take an uphill putt. If you go past and long, it's pretty tricky. So you really prefer to be short in the long run here. I'm playing somewhat aggressive here. Fast greens, I can be a little more aggressive with my approach here. One thing I'm thinking about is because it's downwind, how much is that wind going to affect it? So I'm going to move the aimer over just a little more, because I think it's going to play a little more than what it's saying there. Should be fine. I should kick back down towards the pin, as long as I've got my distance right. Yeah, and that was just pure luck. Didn't quite hit that firm enough. And I was going to hit it a little harder. I should have just stopped my swing and selected a new club, but I got away with it here. Almost looks straight. First read looks straight. Oh, jeez. There's nothing more annoying than when you get this little block right here. I can't stand it. So, no. When that happens, usually what I do is just reboot it. You got to be able to see the initial break of the putt. Okay. That's better. Oh, did it really just go back? Love it. Alright, so we see some initial push right off the bat, and then it comes back. So we know it's going to go back towards the hole. Question is how much? Because we're hitting uphill, it's not going to come back as much. So in chip view, this looks like the right line. But when I'm looking at it in regular putt view here, it doesn't look like the right line. Again, it's looking to me like it's just inside the cup right here. I think I'm gonna stick with that read. Yeah, hit it a little firmer, just uphill. I hate leaving birdie putt short. All right, this one we've got the little, I guess we'll call it a gully, kind of hitting into a trough. I don't know what the hell you call it, but it's a nice little bowl shape. So you've got two options. You can try to land it short and release it down, or you can go right at it. Got a decent yardage in. It's not full backspin, so that's going to play into the thought process of what kind of shot we want to hit in. It's going to be, so I'm going to play this a little less than full. Try to land it just short of the pin, and maybe get a kick. I have no clue why I put the pin back in. I have to pull it. So it's going to be pin high, maybe a little short. Yeah. It's an uphill look, left to right. Not bad. Okay. My nemesis. My nemesis. I hate this hole. This pin is evil. It's pure evil. If I make birdie here, it's probably by accident. It's absolutely terrible. So this is going to play 278 here. It's not going to take much with the driver. I don't want to get too aggressive with the wind. You know, if I'm 15 feet right of the pin, we'll call that a victory. So maybe I aim right here. I don't think the wind's going to knock it too much offline. Some people will hit, you know, they'll hit 3-wood and just kind of lay up to the front of the green. It's an option. I definitely could do that. I don't necessarily feel comfortable doing that, so I think I'm just gonna hit my driver and just hope I ping on the right number. You know. So that's gonna be in the bunker, unless I go long. Hey, I'll take it. I think my distance was pretty spot on, actually. It was probably going to kick and release out that far anyway, but yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay with taking that and trying to make a longer type putt. See what we got here. Doing pretty good on that line. Yeah. Thinking a different line though. Thinking maybe right here. Right here with a misting, kind of cut down some of that movement. Yep, that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna misting a little early. I need to misting a little bit more. It was a hair less than what I wanted to. Yeah. Made par. Told myself I was happy with par. We'll move on. Fun pin, and I'm downwind, which are two terrible combinations. On the bright side, I have a ball that spins pretty well. So what you have to do here, into a headwind, I can land it a little past the pin, use the ridge, and bring it back to the hole. The fact that I'm playing fast greens, smart plays, try to land it in between the rough and the hole. So try to land it in between and get a little kick there. Let's see here. Don't have a great distance in. So ideally what I'd like to be able to do is hit something really full. You know, hit something full and be able to stop it. I feel like I've got to go with something full. I could push a 6. So I'm thinking worst case scenario. Worst case, I come up short and I've got a decent pitch at it. So that's not so bad. I can live with that. So I'm going to go with this shot. It should land 2 yards short. I picked the 6 over the 5 just simply because it's higher. More trajectory. Should land soft. Yeah. So the 5 I would have had to gone, you know, like 96%. So the less club I use, the less spin I'm going to generate. A 5 is obviously lower lofted than a 6. So that's the longhand of why I chose what I chose. Good bird. 28 on the front. Beat my first round score by quite a bit. Same thing as number 1. most important thing here, find the fairway, find the fairway. We'll talk about the pin in a minute. It sucks. I like the front pin better. So this one, it's just, it releases in all different directions. Because we're playing fast greens, we've
That's
got
a
some,
huge drive.
it's not going to be as big as it would normally. So it's not going to release and have all this crazy stuff. I can pretty much go right at it. It's going to release down. So the green slopes from front to back. So anything I land pin high is going to trickle. And it tends to trickle this way. Everything breaks pretty hard. So I'm liking that line in terms of my aim. Club wise, I don't have anything I can hit with a bunch of spin. You know, if we're talking 8-iron, it's like 95%. So it's gonna release. So let's just go ahead and play for it to release. Ooh, that came up ridiculously short. That's where it would aim. That's where it would end up with no downhill elevation. So that's it's an interesting shot. I had 140 into the pin. Is what I came up with. So that's surprising, very surprising. I left myself with a tricky putt too. I feel like that's a pretty good line right there. I don't have a great vantage point here. Let's see if I can get a better camera angle. That's a little better. That kind of gives me a little more indicator of what the putt's going to do. It makes me feel like that's probably a little too much. But if I'm going to drop it, I want to drop it in on the high side. So I think I'm going to roll with that line. I ended up missing low. I was going to move it until I saw that other line. Not great. Started off one with a par though, so maybe that's just the way this round's going to go. Trying to see if I have notes here. I don't think I do. Let's see if that's it. Something I need to do is take notes on this shot.
Good ball.
I always just kind of go by feel. Most of the time it works out. I'd like to feel a little more confident in hitting that shot. Good yardage in here. I don't know why I'm using the roller, but I am. Ugh, little meter jump there. Wow, look how much that affected it.
On the dance floor.
That had a pretty big effect on it. Just a slight push. Probably moved that 5-6 yards. I venture to guess. I'm gonna hit it a little firmer and misstain just a little bit. That putt always tends to play a little a little more than what it says. Headwind. Me and par 5s today. Not sure I've had a single tailwind on a par 5 now I think about it today. 3-shot hole here. Pen in the back. Bad pin. Cut it close on the fairway. Nicked it a little more than I'd like. Got a good distance in though. Something where I can hit this and I know it's gonna stop. You know what I mean? It's gonna hit and just kind of die. So that's good because into this pin, it tends to release a lot. Okay, so about 55 yards, give or take. Oh, don't get so severe on me. Okay. Thought that might do like the last hole and go way offline, but that worked out well. Had a good distance. Such a tricky putt. I mean, even these little short ones are kind of knee knockers, you know. Par 3 here. Uphill. You can land it past and it'll come back a little bit. You've got ridges. You land it a little right, it'll come back to the hole just a little bit. Let's see. I don't know if it'll come back that much, but I'll give it a go. I didn't want to push that. Caught the ridge, so not bad. Another one of those little knee knocker putts, you know. Hit it firm, hit it right through all that break. Keep it inside the cup. So this is it's an interesting hole. It's risk reward. A lot of risk, maybe a little reward, I guess, depending on how you view it. I'm gonna go ahead and rip the driver though. Normally I don't hit the driver, but I was feeling like I was gonna ding it. Feeling pretty comfortable with the driver. So got a good yardage in. This is hole out yardage right here. Oof. I wasn't sure how much it was going to come back, so probably would have played that full if I was positive it was going to come back, but you never know. another interesting pin location. So this pin, if you go right of the pin, if you're pin high right, you've got a pretty straight putt. If you're short of pin high and right, you've got a slight break. If you end up left of the pin, you've got a big break. If you go long and left, you've got a bigger break. Long right is a pretty nasty putt too. I see some people, there's a ridge right here, and it extends from here all the way down to the hole. They'll play a little less than full, and they'll run it down. Just never really been able to play that shot. It's a shot I'm actually not comfortable playing. So I usually just go full backspin. Tell myself if I'm going to miss, make sure that you're missing right of the pin. So on this shot, for instance, I'm already telling myself, let's go ahead and miss late. Let's not be early. But I've got a good club to hit in here, actually. Should be a pretty little shot there. Should release just a little bit. See, I don't mind a little bit of release. A lot of guys they land it all the way back near the rough and zip it down there, which I don't like doing. Should be good.
Solid putt.
Okay, par 3. I like this pin position rather than the right. I don't know why, but it's just more comfortable for me. I guess. Feel a little more confident that I'm going to hit a good ball in here. Got a good yardage in. Got a good wind. I don't have to move it. I can just kind of rip it. Should be good. Should be really good. Oh, look at it drifting. A little bit harder. Drifted a little bit there. You got a little bit of movement, not a ton. Most of your movement's going to be at the end of the putt, so that's really speed dependent. I can put this thing, I can move it over a little bit and hit it firmer, which the more I think about it, the more I like it. So I aim just right here and really give it a good wrap. So maybe I'll hit a foot further than what I normally would. Just take some of that break out. But like I say, I usually base my line off of the speed. So the last time I played this round, I was, I don't know, I birdied 10 through 16. So that's what, seven in a row. Came to this hole thinking, well, this is great. I'm going to go way under par. I'm going to make eagle here. Ended up getting a 20-mile-an-hour headwind, and it's the only hole I parred on that side. So that's my sad story of the day. See if I got enough to carry. I shouldn't have a problem reaching. Funnel down there. Keep going. Keep going. So that's a good ball. A little bit of break. Seeing it initial reads. I like doing initial read. Just don't take a lot of time. Just basically not even looking at one dot in specific. Just holistically where I think it'll go, and then I kind of play with it from there. Feels a little deep, but it's definitely going to break hard. I just don't think it's going to break that much on fast greens. And when I look at it from this view, it looks like it definitely is going to break that much. Alright, we'll give it a shot. Big eagle. Big eagle. 18. Good old 18. And this pin. Oh, this pin. I hate this pin. Drifting on me there.
That's in the garden spot.
So most of the time, where most people end up is going to be short. So you land short, especially on like fast greens. You know, you land halfway between the hole, and you spin back a decent amount. I don't want to do that. That is bad. So, but if you play too much, then you go long, and you're left with a pretty nasty chip or something like that. So, lesser of two evils. I'm gonna go at it here. Hit a good ball. It's about the best I can put on it here. Yeah, that worked out super. Quite pleased with that. So I just did my initial read where I think it should be. You can see it's got some break to it. So I'm not going to mess around with a lot of that break. I'm going to hit this super firm. $16 under. I think that's my lowest rounded Oakmont. So I think that's a new personal best for me. Conditions were obviously very conducive to scoring, you know, low and fast, but overall I am exceptionally pleased with that round. So 14 birdies, had 3 pars. Obviously the eagle at 17 was huge. Let's see, 6.1 average pin distance, hit the ball well. I think ball striking was pretty solid. 15 one putts, 3 2 putts, 10.1 was the longest putt made. So it really hit me in long putts. So ball striking was good. Didn't even quite get to 100 feet worth of putts made. All right, guys. Hope you enjoyed. As always, if there's something you'd like to see, let me know.